Diwali is around the corner, so this is a single serving keto dessert recipe that you can make for yourself. This is a keto almond flour malai cake. This dessert is eggless, it is flavored with cardamom and garnished with pistachios. Let's make this together. I'm going to crush one green cardamom, just the seeds. We are not going to be using all of the seeds. If you like an intense cardamom flavor, you could use all of the powder, but I'm going to end up using half of the powder. The rest you can use for chai or something. Next, there's some hot water in this bowl and I'm going to soak 1 teaspoon of slivered pistachios. This comes to like 3 grams. You could also use slivered almonds instead. The sweetener that I'm using today is this Monk Fruit Sweetener. This comes as a vanilla flavored liquid. And in a tiny little mason jar, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, into which I'm adding 1/8 teaspoon of this sweetener. This is quite sweet, guys, so 1/8 teaspoon is enough. You could add any other sweetener of your choice. I'm also adding half of the cardamom powder that we made and I'm giving it a stir. I'm not going to shake the mason jar as yet. We are going to do that in the very end. For now, we're just going to give it a stir and set it aside. Do taste this and make sure that it is sweet enough. I'm using blanched almond flour and this is from Costco. I'm using a 1/4 cup for this recipe, just lightly packed. You don't have to weigh it or anything. This is going to go into a Pyrex dish and this is 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. It's quite a tiny one. You can also use a mug instead. Just make sure the bowl is microwave safe. Next goes in 1 teaspoon of psyllium husk. I'm using the Sat Isab Gold brand that you can find in almost any Indian store. Next, a pinch of salt. This is like 1/8 teaspoon. And next we're going to add in a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Mix all the dry ingredients together. And next add in a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of any neutral cooking oil. I'm using avocado oil. And I'm adding a 1/4 teaspoon of the keto sweetener. The cake turns out mildly sweet, so if you have a sweet tooth, add half a teaspoon. Next goes in 2 tablespoons of hot water. With the brand of ingredients that I'm using, 2 tablespoons is perfect, guys, but you can add a tablespoon at a time till you get a consistency like this. Stir this for a minute or so. Soon you'll see that it turns into this thick paste-like consistency. Now we're going to just level it, even it out, and we're ready to bake this cake in the microwave. Oh, before that, I'm going to wipe off the sides a little just so that the cake comes out nice and clean. You obviously don't have to do that. Place it in the microwave for 1 minute. Again, I tested this for my microwave. It's on high power for a minute. You can do 30 seconds at a time until the center is completely cooked. The center should not be wet. If you touch the center with your finger, it should feel soft and dry. Wasn't this a quick eggless cake recipe, guys? I want to demold this and show you that it does turn out into this absolutely soft cake and it's not like one gooey paste that it's hard to see from here. So I'm just turning this onto a plate and it's going to fall soon. Yep, okay. The cake feels really soft and airy and light. Okay, now I'm going to put it back into the bowl because we've got to soak it with some cream. So next we're going to use a toothpick. And we're going to poke many holes. The cream is going to seep through those holes and make our cake nice and moist. I'm going to pour 2 to 3 teaspoons of the malai over the cake and let that seep in. We have a total of 3 tablespoons of heavy cream, so I'm using approximately half of it to pour it in, and the rest we're going to shake up to make it a little bit thick, like a little bit of a whipped cream consistency. There, it looks nice. And that we can layer over the cake so it forms a nice icing. Guys, make sure the cake is cooled down before you add this icing on top. If not, that's going to turn into liquid very soon. Drain off the water from the slivered pistachios and garnish the cake. Guys, you can have this cake when it's nice and warm, but I cooled it down in the fridge and it was even better. So whatever you prefer. Okay guys, happy Diwali!